Hello.
Hi. Oh, it's a Sony.
It is a Sony. Yeah, they're gonna
crap.
lose it. They're gonna lose it if.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, y'all? Tight shirt Terry Warfield, back in the building. Actually, I'm not in the building. I'm in the boulevard of 500 Flags. I've never been over here before. I rolled past it a whole bunch of times and seen it. It is dope. But anyways, hope you're having a good day so far. If this is your first time here, yo, a fat welcome to you. If you're part of the fam, part of the squad, you came back. Hey, welcome back. I'm so happy to see your face. Give me a hug, give me some dap or something like that. Matter of fact, come in a little bit closer so we can really talk. Is it possible that the Sony A7IV could be a failure? I don't know. It's got a lot of competition out there. We got the Canon R6, we got the Nikons, we got the Panasonic S5. I did just drop a video talking about the recent A7IV specs, right? The 33 megapixels, the 5.5 stops, an improved in-body image stabilization. If you want to have that discussion with me, which I think you should watch that video, go ahead and hit that link right up there, but wait till you watch this video before you head over there, right? But then as soon as I dropped that video, yo, guess what happened? More rumors came out. So I already got them pulled up on my phone. Now, I don't know how reliable these are, but these got posted literally after I dropped that video. So this says I have an A7IV on my table right now. Do you? 33 megapixels, 4K 60, full HD, 240 frames per second, 10 frames per second in pictures, huge buffer, world's fastest AF, GPS on camera, new HDR processing, similar to smartphones. Wow. Okay, look, we're not gonna talk about in this video all the little nuanced stuff that we know that the new A7IV is gonna have, right? We know it's gonna have all of the quality of life improvements. Holy ducks. We know it's gonna have all of the quality of life improvements that all the new Sony cameras have, right? But I wanna talk about the things that, in my opinion, if Sony doesn't include, could possibly cause this camera to be a failure amongst the competitors. Let's go. All right, look, so I love my old people, but this old lady is walking around like being extra creepy. Like asking me, am I married and all types of stuff. But anyways, so what can cause the A7IV to fail, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot my first one. And that is the lack of a flippy screen. Now, I know a lot of y'all have feelings about this. Some of y'all feel like Sony will not put a flippy screen in there, or y'all don't want a flippy screen in there, but you gotta remember, as I said in the last video, this is Sony's probably best-selling follow-up, right? The A7 III sold more full-frame cameras for Sony and probably outsold all the competitors. And this is the follow-up, and people really want the flippy screen. Now, I understand photographers probably don't want that, but everybody else who's gonna be buying this camera, they want the flippy screen. So in my opinion, if Sony does not put the flippy screen in the A7IV, it is gonna be not good. It's not gonna be good because people are gonna feel like, why would they buy Sony when the R6 has a flippy screen, when the S5 has a flippy screen? Yeah, they're gonna lose it. Hello.
Hi. Oh, it's a Sony.
It is a Sony. Yeah, they're gonna
crap.
lose it. They're gonna lose it if.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the next reason I think the A7IV could fail. You want to talk about the weirdest thing ever? Like, y'all should have saw her, yo. She was literally standing there like watching me talk to the camera. And I'm trying not to break my focus because, you know, I'm used to filming with people watching and stuff like that. But she was just like standing there like looking down at me. And then when I said, she was like, is this a Sony? I was like, yeah, she got like, now mind you, this lady, I'm not judging the book by its cover, but you wouldn't think that she would know anything about technology or cameras or anything like that, right? And she was like, oh my God, Sony? And then she like started laughing and walking away, hopped in her car and left. But anyways, super weird. But in addition to the flippy screen missing, let's talk about some of the things that we just read on Sony Alpha rumors, right? I done lost the freaking article. Y'all are expecting this to be the Alpha 1 at a $2,500 price point. Come on, man, get freaking real. It's gonna be a nice batch of updates. If you think about it, the A7 III was not the best that Sony had to offer when it dropped. The A7IV won't be that either, but it will be a good compromise of all of these new features we've been seeing in all of Sony's new cameras. So 4K 60, full HD, 240 frames per second. I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that. But there has to be one thing, and that has to be 10-bit recording. Now, I don't expect Sony, I said this in the last video, to just throw everything that they have video-wise at the A7 IV. Why would they? However, I do feel like, considering what the competition offers, S5, Canon R6, Nikons, Sony has to at least come 10-bit. Even if it's not 422 internal, Sony got to come 10-bit in all modes up to 4K 60. So that means 4K 24, 4K 30, 4K 60. They absolutely have to have 10-bit for people to not feel like this is a failure. They have to have that. Now, am I expecting them to have 422? No, I don't really think that. Possibly over HDMI. But internal, as long as we get 420 10-bit up to 4K 60, I'm cool. If it has 1080p, 120 frames per second, 10-bit, cool. If it has HD 240 at 8-bit, okay, we cool with that. We better see 10-bit or people are gonna feel like, yo, we've been ripped off. Now, the next reason I feel like people could potentially feel like this is a failure is if Sony doesn't increase the roll and shutter performance, yo. The A7 III definitely needed some improvements. So I feel like Sony is gonna put the new Bion's XR processor in it, which should lead to faster readout times and no roll and shutter. But if there is any ounce of roll and shutter in 4K 24, 4K 30, or even up to 4K 60, people are not gonna be happy, including me. I think it'll be fixed, and if we know Sony, they typically listen to people and they know what needs to be improved. But if that doesn't happen, I will be extremely dissatisfied. Now, the next thing is the shutter. Now, the A7 III has had its fair share of shutter problems. If you don't know about it, read the forums, read the Facebook groups. There's literally broken shutters everywhere. I know all manufacturers suffer from broken shutters, but the A7 III has been, in my opinion, more than I would like to see. And it's not just because I'm in Sony groups. I'm in all camera groups, and I have seen a pronounced amount of bad shutters in the A7 III. Hopefully they get it right with the A7 IV, because if it comes out and people are getting shutter failures like they are right now with the A7 III, around 5,000 actuations, 6,000 actuations, it is gonna be a freaking problem. How else could the A7 IV possibly be a failure? I'm not done. And I done just messed the autofocus up. We gotta have a bigger buffer. That's one thing for sure. The A7 III with a standard card, I mean, if you put a faster card in there, it can improve, but we gotta have a bigger buffer. That's a huge priority. Also, I want to touch on the GPS thing real quick. A lot of y'all don't realize the potential of GPS, especially for people like me who used to shoot weddings. I don't do it no more. But being able to tie photos to wedding occasions based off of geotagging and location, and not just weddings, there's a whole lot of other practical applications for it. Yo, it's actually pretty useful. So if this is true, if GPS is true, then yeah, I think it could be a freaking big thing. I would like to see GPS in it. My other thing with the A7 IV is they gotta have the improved menu system, right? You talk about the R6, you talk about the Panasonic S5, which have touch interactive menu systems. If Sony doesn't at least bring the A7 IV up to standard with the A7S III and the Alpha 1 when it comes to touch interface and the new menu navigation, people are going to be so freaking upset, including me. They have to put the new menu system in the A7 IV. Hands down, it ain't even up for debate. If I see the old one, I'm gonna smack every A7 IV off the counter or off the shelf that I see, because it is unacceptable at this point. You got cameras that's way cheaper, like the Canon M50, that have fully interactive menu systems, and the A7 III didn't have it. The A7 IV better freaking have it. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, now the last thing that I think we absolutely have to have is no record limit, right? I mean, I'm sure Sony will fix that. None of their recent cameras have had a record limit, so I would expect Sony to remove it. In this day and age, we got all these cameras that don't have record limits anymore, but there's no reason for them to still have a record limit on the A7 IV. In addition to all of the other little quality of life stuff that we've been talking about in the last couple A7 IV videos, right? Ultimately, I think as long as Sony upgrades this camera in the right departments, there won't be any backlash. But if they don't, if they skimp out on places that they shouldn't skimp out on, like if we still get the same old EVF LCD combo, like people are gonna be freaking pissed. And rightfully so. So hopefully we won't need to have any of these conversations moving forward. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, or if you just like Sony content, or maybe you like my hair or something like that, I don't know. Make sure you subscribe and also turn on notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go up. And I'm about to get out of here. So until next time, piece of chicken grease, I'm out. Terry Warfield.